Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Of course, my name is Nick, and here we do talk toys, pop culture, and general nerddom of all kinds. And sometimes, just sometimes, when we feel froggy and there's adventures to be gotten into, we do talk shit about other subjects. However, today what we're going to do on this horridly humid 97-degree day is talk about something a little cooler. What I'm talking about is the Mezco 112 Collective Mr. Freeze action figure. Man, this figure is amazing. What it lacks in articulation, it makes up for in personality. And of course, if you know Mr. Freeze, you know him in several different iterations. Mr. Freeze first appeared in Batman 121 in February of 1959, I want to say, and he was Mr. Zero then. And he was created by Dave Wood, Sheldon Moldoff, and Bob Kane. And then he appeared as Victor Freeze, or Mr. Freeze, the way you know him, in the animated series, and he was fixed by Paul Dini, Bruce Timm, and Mike Mignola and given an origin story. Of course, we all know Dr. Victor Freeze was, injured in a lab accident in a way that made him have to wear a cryogenic suit. And he can't get past the degree that he is, or he'll expire. His wife is frozen in a cryogenic chamber because she has a disease that's slowly killing her. Most of the crimes Victor commits are crimes of the heart. He actually commits these crimes to save her rather than just be committing crimes. However, the freezing process left him a bit emotionless. But this figure is absolutely fantastic, and I feel like it's one of Mezco's best attempts at a Batman villain. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but I mean, I'll likely argue this time. Anyway, guys, channel's growing. We have gotten some more subscribers since the last update. We are slowly inching up to that 4,000 mark. So before we get into this review, I need you guys to take the time to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that notification bell so you know when I post more, because there's always something coming down the pipe on this channel and always something exciting to talk about or review. That said, let's punch in and take a look at Mr. Freeze. Alright, so here we have the 10 for the Mezco 112 Collective Mr. Freeze. It is made to look like a cryo chamber, like maybe he's locked up in it at Arkham or something. You get a very nice character logo there. All the blues are appropriately icy, and they're glowing, which is nice. You come down here and you get your warnings. You come over here, you get a Mezco Toys logo. In the door on the cryo chamber, you get an image of the prototype figure. It's pretty cool. It's got some frost here on the design. You come up, you get a Mr. Freeze logo on the lid in the same icy blues. You get a 112 Collective logo here and a DC logo there. And again, you're back to the back with the Mr. Freeze character logo. Not much to speak of. There's no figure photography on this like normal Mezco boxes, but this is a premium figure and packaged in a tin. Let's check out the accessories. Side note, if you're wondering how he's packaged inside the tin, Mezco did a tray that actually conforms to the shape of the tin, which is really cool. You can see your batteries there on the top, and there is a lot of them. You come down the back and you can see more of the accessories. Let's crack this guy out. Alright, as far as accessories go, Victor comes with a plethora of hands. He gets 6 here and 2 out of the box. An open hand, a pointing finger. Then he's got some open hands, a slightly curses foiled hand. He has 2 trigger finger hands and 2 fisted hands, which are on the figure when you get him out. Here is the cryo gun with the same flocking on it as the backpack he has. All it is white Christmas snow flocking, but it looks amazing on this. If you look here, the smaller gun has it also. It does look appropriately frozen because his equipment would be cold. Like maybe if you tried to touch it, it would break your finger off. He does have a secondary head sculpt that looks kind of a little more angry, but I can't unsee J.K. Simmons when I look at this. He does have the fishbowl that goes over it, an ice effect where you can freeze people's faces, which is really cool. And then you have a respirator to go in front of the fishbowl to complete a third look. Guys, let's take a look at the figure. And guys, here is Victor out of package. It looks like Mezco took the liberties from several different franchises for that, like the Arkham games, maybe a little bit of the 66 Batman, definitely Batman the Animated Series, and some of Arnold Schwarzenegger's Freeze is even seen in this. So Mezco kind of took it, put their spin on it, and it looks great. You see here he does have the big chunky boots, the leather cryo suit. He does have a floating belt with the holster for the smaller cryo gun. He does have a giant back harness for this. If you look down the inside of the helmet's even detailed and it does light up. If you come around here, you can see that the backpack is appropriately flocked to be frosted. I almost dropped him there. But yeah, he does have some flocking there, and I'll get a closer look at that for you. As you can see, it does look appropriately frozen, which is really, really cool. This guy does have some articulation issues, and that's just because he is a Mezco figure that's wearing a leather suit. The suit's going to hinder him, but you don't see Mr. Freeze doing any kind of, springboard planches off the top rope or anything. So, I mean, Mr. Freeze's articulation, he can hit the T-pose. You do have to move the shoulder things out like you did on Cable and the Krig to get him to do it. Yeah, he does go forward about that much because of the suit. You can get it to go further. I'm not going to tax mine for it. He has single jointed elbows, wrist rock, wrist rotation. He does have a bicep swivel. His head is on a ball joint as well as his neck. They both can turn. He does have some up range motion and down range motion to look. He does have some ab crunch, a little bit of waist swivel, but the suit hinders that. He can kind of do the Mr. Freeze splits, not all the way. He does have double jointed knees and boot swivel, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the toes are articulated. Nope. He does have boot swivel. And I mean, the guy does have a decent amount of range to get him into some good poses, but he's also got a really, really cool, no pun intended, light up effect, and we'll check that out here in just a moment. All right, so just like the instructions say, we have taken quite a while to actually get the batteries in him because they are in some small spaces and some things feel a little more breakable than others. So be very careful when you install the batteries on this guy. You will need one of these to do it. It is a glasses repair kit screwdriver or something of the like. But under this cover right here, you will find a hole for 3 batteries. It all screws back on and replaces, but the cryo gun actually appropriately lights up. As you can see here, it lights up. You get a little bit of light piped into that, not much, but it does look pretty blasted epic. But you didn't come to see that, you came to see the man himself. So by pushing the button on top of the backpack, you get lights inside the helmet, and on the back you get appropriately lit up cryo pieces, which these are pretty fantastic lit up. It is an awesome figure when it's all lit up too. I'll put him together with the fishbowl on and show you guys what I mean. Here is Victor appropriately assembled and lit up. As you can see, the light does work inside the helmet. If it were darker, it would probably look better in here. You have the light coming out of the cryo gun there and the backpack all lit up back here. Pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. This guy is actually a pretty good package. I'm probably going to score this one pretty high. Let's do some size comparisons. Alright guys, size comparison time. As you can see, Mr. Freeze fits in with just about every 6-inch figure you have, and your Mezco figures just fine. I don't think he's going to fit in with the Multiverse line very well because most of those scale at 7 inches, but Mr. Freeze is a hell of an addition to any villain shelf, or any shelf for that matter. This figure's amazing. The light up features are great. It lacks in a bit of articulation, but makes up for it with personality. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this guy a really, really cool 10. Guys, thanks for taking the time to chill with me today and review the Mezco 112 Collective Mr. Freeze figure. Absolutely excellent figure. Solid 10 out of 10 in my book, because what he lacks in articulation, it makes up for in just pure feast for the eyes art. Anywhere from the frosted flocking to the light up features, this figure is insane. And it's absolutely one of Mezco's best attempts at a villain that I think I've ever seen. Like I said, I'm going to give this guy a 10 out of 10. If you want one for your very own, I will try to find a link for this guy. But I will forewarn you that secondary market prices on this guy are a little high, and I don't think he's on the Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth anymore. That said, guys, I am an Entertainment Earth affiliate, and you don't have to just shop for Mr. Freeze on Entertainment Earth. You can go on there and use my code Nick at checkout and save yourself 10% on all your toy purchases. Anyway, as I said earlier, the channel is growing. We are getting closer and closer to that 4,000 mark, guys, and at 4,000, I'm going to do a giveaway. I don't know what we're going to give away on the channel, but it will be something, and I will assure you that it will likely be something good. So, if you haven't, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you know when I post more, because you never know when we're going to hit 4,000, and you never know when that giveaway is going to hit. Plus, you never know what's coming down the pipe on this channel. We do have other things coming in the next few months. We've got more toy content to come as well. That said, guys, I'm going to punch out, and I will see you in the next video.